remember that day like yesterday. I turned off my computer and I said, okay, guys, trust me. I'm going to hire you and fire you. I promise. That was like almost 2 years ago. And after that time, I didn't send any application for job.
Sanja Radlovacki, thank you for joining me all the way from Serbia to 20-minute leaders. It's so great to have you. It's really great having you here. Can you hear me?
Hello, Michael.
Wonderful.
Nice to meet you and nice to hear you. Yes, every time I'm exciting when I have to talk with you, actually, because of your beautiful energy.
I love that. Thank you so much for saying that. I just love the energy that you're exuding, and I can't wait to know all about you in these next 20 minutes or so. So, Sanja, can you please just go back and tell me a little bit of what you're doing in Serbia? Where do you come from? And later on, we'll get into the whole United Arab Emirates interaction and your work with the government and different companies. But first, who is Sanja?
Sanja Radlovacki is coming from Serbia. Yes, I'm coming from. I'm living in Belgrade at the moment. Actually, I'm between Serbia and United Arab Emirates. Actually, between Belgrade and Dubai or Abu Dhabi or Sharjah or Ras Al Khaimah. I'm coming from one small city from Serbia called Kruševac. It's 1 hour and a half drive from Belgrade, and one of the most famous city actually from Serbia. I'm 36 years old, and my story is probably very interesting story because it's really hard to connect UAE, Serbia, United States, Europe, especially when you're coming from small city like me. But what brings me there, it's my dream, actually. And first time when I came to UAE, to be honest, I fall in love with people, with country, because it's totally different. And before that, I had a chance to travel a lot. I had a chance to finish my high school in United States. I came there, I was 16, and I finished there in my high school. Then,
In Oklahoma.
yes, in Oklahoma. I went to New York, then I went to Oklahoma, and I have beautiful experience from United States, and I learned a lot. United States actually helped me to shift me actually to be who I am today, and I'm trying to explain to people in Europe that it's the best way to find yourself is to go to United States when you're young, especially when you're coming from Europe, Southeast Europe, like me, because it's a different business culture, it's a different lifestyle. When I was there, like more than 20 years ago, I learned one thing during that time, that if you are confident, if you want to learn, if you want to fight for yourself and for your dream, you're going to achieve this. There is no someone who is going to stop you during your journey or when you're on your way. And if you are a hard worker, you are going to achieve whatever you want. This is what I learned that time. I don't know how it's going at the moment, but during that time was really exciting. And especially when you're coming from Serbia, I was like, I was so interesting for people from USA. But when I finished my high school there, I continued my studies and I went to European University and I finished my degree in business relations and marketing. But before that, I wanted to study so much, so bad. I wanted to study a dramatic art. But at that time,
Really?
yes, at that time, I was something between business and dramatic arts, because I was playing classical ballet for 13 years. I was so much involved in art, and uh, it was my dream actually. I wanted to follow my dream and be someone uh, who is be someone who is successful, in culture and art industry. But and especially in Southeast Europe, it's not a kind of very well paid job. So I talked to my parents, one day and with my mom, and she said like, okay, if you want to have us your whole life to pay your bills and bring you food every day, go on, be someone who is working in culture industry. So just do it. And I decided, yes, it's true, and it still is the same, never mind if you're in Serbia or in any part of Europe, and artists they know it's really hard to survive. Can you imagine how it's hard to survive during the COVID at the moment for them? So I said, okay,
It's not just Serbia. It's hard to survive also in New York as an artist and in Israel
yes,
as an artist. Everywhere
yes,
in the world, it's right. It's a passion that doesn't always pay as much as you would hope. And there's a long tail. There's a few people that make a lot, but there's a really long tail of people who make very little and are just trying to get by.
yes, you're right. But I decided, and I had one big conversation with myself, to be honest, and said to myself, okay, girl, you like shoes, you like bags, you like to dress well. So are you sure that you want to study dramatic arts? So, or you want to be a business lady? So I decided, well, I'm going to be a business lady, and I'm going to be a successful business lady, not just one business lady, Then uh,
I love that.
after mine, after my graduation, I want to mention this, that I finished fourth year in 2 year and 8 months, because I was thinking that it's the best time to running for money and to get as fast as I can shoes, brands, everything, and I finished my university earlier than other students, and I continued my education, and I finished my master's degree also in business relation and marketing. And at that time, I was the youngest holder of master's degree. I was 22 actually, almost 23 with master
Wow.
degree. Yes. But as I said, my big dream was to be involved in art. So I decided to go and finish my postmaster degree in dramatic art, and to make my dream come true
Of
and to
course.
show my family, yes, I made it. But I can pay my food, as you see, but I'm going to make this. So I finished my
I love that.
post-graduation studies, which is between master degree and PhD. So I finished audio and visual, dramatic and audio visual art, and I need at the moment 1 year and a half to be a PhD. But I'm not interested, to be honest, to stay and work in university. I'm more business person, so I decided later to continue with executive education, because it's more familiar with me, and with the business.
And that's what you're doing today with UC Berkeley,
Yes,
right?
yes. This is why I want to. I would like to make a point about this in the end when we start to talk about UE. And during that time, yes, I have extensive experience. I was in business. I was in business development, in marketing, in media, printing media, in the last 15 years actually. But one day when when I came to UAE as a visitor, actually, I had a chance to go there earlier because my very close relatives are there, like in the last 20 years, and they invited me so many times. Very successful family there from Serbia, and they invited me so many times, but I was like, okay, no, I won't like to finish my master. I would like to finish my postmaster degree. Want to travel next time, next year, And 5 years
Yes.
ago, actually,
Right.
yes, 5 years ago, I went there finally. And when I came there, I realized that I have all in one in Dubai.
Hmm.
I had a chance to see on the left side London, New York, Chicago, and on the other side I can see whole Europe. And I totally disagree with the stereotypes that UAE copied everything. I'm just thinking that they are at the moment, and they're going to be definitely global leader in
Wow.
innovation and in business, and they're really amazing. First of all, as a people, as a nation,
Yes.
and we need to learn
Yes.
from them a lot. Uh,
Yes.
what I want to mention, but I forgot what was important during my youngest age, that because we are talking a lot about self-confidence now, self-confidence, self-respect, self-grow, everything is
Yes.
becoming like
Yes.
selfish, no? But it's not. I think that we need to think in that way.
No.
First book that I had chance to read during that time, like 20 years ago, when I was like 15, and that was really hard to find a book to read about it, to read about self-confidence, and to learn that it's okay to say no, it's okay to say yes, and it's okay to ask to join me or to
Right.
help me. But during that time, you were young, you can remember, was really uncomfortable to say that this is your life and this is your choice, and you're going to follow your dreams and to fight
Right.
for it. It was different because during that time we were talking about globalization, and we were so scared about globalization. Oh my God, we are going to look the same. Everything is going to be the same. Like European Union should be joined or not, competitive
Right.
or not. So first book that I had a chance to read was Anthony de Mello, Wake Up. And
Hmm.
that was, I think, one of the first books that you can find and read about it. And when I was 16, and I said, okay, I'm reading this and recommend this book to my relatives, my family, my friends, they started to look at me and ask, am I okay? Is something wrong? Why I'm reading this? Yes, it's true. Because
I love that.
from this region, we are reading, uh, of course, we are reading a world famous writer, but more familiar with Chekhov, read poems or something, but not about self-confidence. And your guys so lucky that you have a chance to choose uh, to be or to do whatever you want, and life, you can't
Right.
imagine uh, how it's easy for you to survive today. When I compare how was how
Right.
it's hard how it's hard for me to survive like 15 years ago. But let's go back
Yes.
on UAE. Yes, I wanted to move there so bad, but uh, so unlucky to move. I was someone who had amazing CV, really, with recommendations and extensive experience, and I was, like, so educated. Everything that you need to have, like, if you want to move to the market, because For example, you have like 200,000 Arabs in Dubai, but you have around 2 million people as expats. So I was thinking the
Right.
time
Right.
how I'm not, I was asking myself, well, how I'm not competitive enough to go to the market because, coming from Europe, so educated, smart, pretty, as well. So it's just easy for me to go there. But no, I sent, and I told you this first time when we had a chance to talk. I applied.
Yes.
I sent, I think, more than 500 uh, 500 applications to get the job, and I didn't had a chance to get any kind of interview. I wrote so many messages on
Right.
LinkedIn. I picked the right HR people, directors, and 99% of them was coming from Europe. And the worst thing is that I never get any kind of answer from them, like you're not good enough, or just we will discuss, or thank you, just be polite with me, but no. And as I said, as the one who is very, very self-confident, and someone who don't want to accept no as an answer, I was so mad. I was so mad on myself, and I was so mad on that people. And one day I said, okay, guys, this is not going to work. I sent more than 500 applications, and I'm going to quit now.
Wow.
But do you know what?
500
Yes,
applications.
yes, I can send you. I can send you because, I think 530 something. Yes, it's ridiculous. And I was so mad. I was thinking, okay, let's do the other thing. I turned off my computer. I remember that day like yesterday. I turned off my computer and I said, okay, guys, trust me. I'm going to hire you and fire you. I promise. That was like almost 2 years ago. And after that time, I didn't send any application for job. Uh, I was thinking, and this is what your audience need to learn, because we are talking about young people. This is the time when we're living in the time when you don't have a time to be disappointed. You can be whatever you want to be, but you don't have a time to be disappointed. I'm not telling you like follow your dreams, fight for them. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard, but you need to be confident about yourself and to know what's the difference between you and the other person, what you can bring to the table, what you can serve, what is the best about you. And you really need to talk a lot with yourself. I'm someone who is overthinker, I can say, and I talk a lot with myself because um, you you need to learn from your own mistakes, because uh, every fail is not a fail if it's not a lesson actually. And when I said, okay, I send it 500 times, it's not gonna work, what I can do? During that time, I didn't have a chance, to be honest, to talk with Arab guys, because in Arab people, because it's really hard to get a conversation with them, because you have so much expats, you have so much experts to talk, and you are going to be rejected because. It's normal. They are just scared about their position. And I was thinking, okay, what I can offer that is different, so that is going to help me to make my dream come true. And make this story short, I was the first lady, because as I was talking about my dramatic arts. I was the first lady from this country, and probably, I'm not sure, but for sure from ex-Yugoslavia, because we are ex-Yugoslavian country, I was first lady who was approved from UAE government to make and filming first movie between UAE and Serbia. I got as a co-producer one of the famous guy who is my friend actually now, very very close friend, but one of the most famous guy from there, and I got that approval. I been recommended from the UAE government and been recommend my project to proceed as fast as they can and make this come true. At the moment, because of COVID and everything, we stopped with that project. But during that time, I realized that what I need to do is to build my connection and my networking. This is, especially for UAE, this is the most important thing. But the other important thing is we have totally different picture about them. We are thinking, oh my God, look, Arabs, banking machine is coming to us. And I'm trying to explain this to people, especially in Europe, because we are following that kind of stereotypes that Arabs are going to finance everything. People think, okay, we are going to take money from them for this project, for that project. This is the biggest problem about people, what they think about Arabs. I swear that at the moment, and like 10 years and 15 years ago, United Arab Emirates and people they're coming from UAE are people who still know the real value of business, of life, of families, of friendship. Because the most important thing about them is they need to meet you, they need to understand you, you need to understand them. They respect trust, they respect loyalty, they are ready to invest in your project, they are ready to listen. But first, what you need to learn is to sit with them, to learn about them, to learn about their history, to learn about their family, to learn about business culture, because it's totally different than other country, the other culture in whole world. We are so much focused to learn about, especially here in Europe, to learn about China, about Russia, about America, and we never had a chance to learn how things function in UAE. Because it's totally different. And back to my movie, and I started to build my connections. Today, I can say that I have one extensive book, big book of connections with the top management people coming from UAE, Arab people, and they recognize from your eyes, trust me, when you come there with your heart to make this huge with them, or if you are just coming there to live for a few years and take the money and move. They just understand that, they can feel that. And when you're there and when you have a chance to sit and talk with them, trust me, you don't need any kind of life coach, because each of Arabs can be our teacher, can be a teacher for entire world. they built everything from nothing. This country show us that nothing is impossible. During the COVID, in July, if you remember, they had a mission to Mars. So when when everything failed, they had a chance to grow. And this is the reason why I'm saying they're going to become a global leader very soon in any kind of industry. Yes. And to go back to my life journey and my famous sentence when I said I'm going to hire you and fire you. Few months ago, I was working on my project, movie project, and during that time also I was a new business director in one big company here. I got one call, and was really surprising for me because the gentleman said, we are calling you about potential position to be executive director of one amazing project, and to be honest, you've been recommended from Abu Dhabi, from business people from UAE. And I said, okay, let's see what it's about. Now I'm working as executive director of United Arab Emirates and Serbia Business Club, which is established by Embassy of UAE in Serbia, and the most famous companies coming from UAE investors. Actually, they're here in Serbia. When I say big names, I'm talking about investments from Etihad, from Mubadala, from Al Dahra, Yas Holding, Eagle Hills. So you can imagine what kind of companies I'm talking about. And that companies are my board members. My chairman is coming from Mirabank, which is 100% owned from Royal Group Abu Dhabi. And finally, I can say that I have job. I'm just living my dream that I'm just living my dream to be connect with the right people. With the right people, I mean someone who is who knows to respect hard work, who knows to respect loyalty, who knows to respect trust. Because today it's really important to have a trustful partner from the other side. And during the COVID and everything that happened, and we established this organization, and actually the biggest one and the most important organization in whole region, because we have really good connection as a country with UAE. And during the COVID, and you know, the pandemic happened, and what happened with people and jobs and everything, believe or not, but I started to get emails and messages on LinkedIn from the people that I asked for my job in UAE.
That's where it comes together.
Yes.
I love that. Sonia, I have to say that your
Yeah.
journey, on one hand, it's phenomenal. I've had a lot of non-linear journeys on this show. People that are doing really extraordinary things today, and looking back, they can maybe connect the dots. And I think that going back to how you're looking at your experience in the United States, all the way back to the beginning of the conversation, I think it says a lot about both your personality and your ability to reflect, debrief, but push forward boundaries. Whether it's a boundary of going to the arts, to dramatic arts, and proving yourself there, or going to the UAE and proving yourself there. I can't imagine getting 500 rejections, if you can even call them that, and then proving yourself, going forward and doing such meaningful work. And I've been following your work, and it's just incredible what you're doing, both for the UAE, for Serbia, for Europe in general, and I just love your energy. So thank you for taking the time to share this with me. Unfortunately, we have to end now, but I have to ask the most important question, which is 3 words that you would use to describe yourself.
Oh, describe myself in 3 words. Well, I'm dreamer, believer, and self-confidence. Definitely.
I love that. Sonia, thank you very, very much, and stay safe and stay healthy.